Hi, I'm Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation. And at the Marriage Foundation, we do things very differently. Our approach is not based in Western psychology. It's literally based in a logical process. Our main thing is to help people save their marriages. So in this case, you're not on the verge of divorce or anything. You just need some help, and I'm going to give it to you. So this question is, show me 3 ways how to deal with in-laws who don't like you. In many ways, this is a problem that many people have. And the reason why they do is, and this will surprise you, number 1 is because most people don't like other people. And you may know that. And think about all the people on your list of people that you don't particularly care for. And then when we're thrown into a venue with those people, it makes things difficult. And in this case, you married someone who has parents, and the parents have their idiosyncrasies and all that. So don't think you're alone in this, but how you handle it can make all the difference in the world. I'm going to show you how to handle it. And subscribe to this channel when you see that I speak in a way that really makes sense. So number 1, clear out the resentment from your mind, because it's natural for us when we are not liked to have a defense mechanism that causes us to not like those who don't like us. Clear all that out of your mind. And you may say, I've tried, how do I do that? Well, this ties right in with how we teach people to have a better marriage, because you see, one of the keys to having a great marriage, as well as the key to your getting along with your in-laws, is that we have the power to master our own mind. And we're not taught this. And so what happens is we allow our emotions, our prejudices, our fears, anxieties, all of these weird things that we have, and you know they're weird things. We know emotions are not who we are. We are souls. We have a body, we have a mind, but we're souls, and a soul is all love. So I consider all of these other things that really don't tie in with happiness to be weird things. And mastering your mind is something we're not taught at all. And it's unfortunate, because it is the key to happiness. You see, the mind is not into being happy. The mind is into being satisfied, feeling safe, feeling aggressive, feeling passive, but joy comes from within. Even that joy you have with your spouse as soulmates, that's from within. It's not based on external conditions. So part of our process when we're teaching people how to have a great marriage, and your marriage should be phenomenal, is we always teach, side by side with all kinds of other things, is how to master your mind. So just know this, because I'm not going to teach you how to master your mind in this video, but know this. You have the ability to not entertain a thought that comes into your mind. You have the ability to infuse a thought that you want to have in your mind. In this case, if you have any negative thoughts about your in-laws, don't allow them. Replace them with positive thoughts about your in-laws. So that's number 1. You got to get rid of all of the resentment and replace it with much more positive feelings towards them. And then they won't be so apt to not like you. You see, because most people don't like us because they think we don't like them. It's an interesting world we live in, but the truth is most people don't like most people. Okay, number 2, and this is a trick. I'm giving you a trick to play with yourself, to use on yourself. And that is to see your in-laws as people that you have to work with, whether they're like people you work with at work, or people who you're selling something to, or people who are managing your kid's school, the teachers or the principal, and you have to get along with them. And so when you have that attitude towards somebody as someone you have to work with, then your mind adjusts and it has so much more flexibility, and it kind of right away makes you smile at them, makes you speak to them more nicely, makes you behave in a way where they won't dislike you, where they will like you, because that's really what you want. So you can do that. I call those workarounds. And it's on top of mastering your mind. It's a little trick to get your mind to do what you want it to do. Because our minds have been on their own for so long because we aren't taught to master them. So we rely on our habits. We think whatever we think or feel is gospel, and it's not that way. Okay, number 3. This is super important. By the way, if you've been following what we're doing and you want to become a Marriage Foundation marriage counselor, we're recruiting now, and we have a page set up where you could go and actually be trained how to be a TMF, the Marriage Foundation marriage counselor. It's a very satisfying, fulfilling journey for those who are doing that. And our approach to marriage is so different. We hardly ever see any failures. In fact, what we are able to do is turn marriages around tremendously. And now we have our books, and we have our courses, and we have these videos, of course, and we have articles. But the first tranche of marriage counselors who I taught, that was way back in 2012, and some of them have passed away. Some of them have actually stopped doing marriage counseling altogether, and some are doing very well, but we need more. We need more. So take a look at that. So number 3, this is really important. This is really important. And it ties in with, now we're going to talk about the relationship you have with your spouse. That's the most important thing. Your soulmates. And your marriage is supposed to be lived in joy, love. That's why you got married in the first place. So in this case, and in all cases, we never say things or do things that are going to make them unhappy. And some people have said, oh, that's unrealistic. No, it isn't unrealistic. It's very realistic. We've been doing this for well over 20 years, and it is a lifesaver when you adopt this restriction in your mind where you just refuse to say anything negative. There's really no need. And so that's this number 3. Never tell your spouse that you feel like your in-laws don't like you, that you're having a problem with it, or even say why, because it puts him in the middle. He's got to love, honor his parents. They gave him birth. They gave him to you, or her to you. And so you have to honor that. And you don't want to put him in the middle of having to choose between you and his or her parents. So pardon me if I kept using the wrong pronoun. This is universal. It's for both sides. So that's very important. Remember, the purpose of marriage, because marriage does have a purpose, is for you to be happier than you were yesterday, and happier tomorrow than you were today. And this is not something that I just say. This is something you are supposed to be doing. Marriage isn't a ride at Disneyland where you get on and everything just works out. You have to do your part. And so, it wouldn't hurt you to look further into what all we have to offer, including Ask a Counselor, which is a free service. Go to our website. See what's there. You'll be surprised at how much is there, and we'd love to hear from you. You could leave a comment, you could like this video, you could share it. God bless you. I'm Paul Friedman. Thank you for coming by, and I am sure we'll see you again, right? Especially if you're a subscriber. God bless you and take care.